Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Thank you so much for your previous likes, comments and subscriptions to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, why not click on that button and ring the bell so you can get notifications whenever I'm dropping content on the channel. And now onto the topic of this video, and this is another season hero guide, and today we are looking at the SX7 Archer hero, the Eidolon. I don't have the Eidolon in my account. I didn't try and recruit any heroes on the SX7 banner. I was still trying for Warden from SX6 during SX7 last season, and in general the Eidolon isn't seen in many combinations from many players in the map. But this week we've been up against State 52, and Crazy Stone Eyes from State 52 actually has the Eidolon in an Archer's combo that he's used in Heroes Duel. So I've been able to provide battle footage of him actually in use. Finally, it's the first time I've actually seen him being used by a top player. He's not used very regularly. So let's get into the Eidolon and have a look at him in more detail though. So first off, he is an Archer's hero. He is a defensive hero, and I can say with almost complete certainty that you're only going to see the Eidolon on front rows in Archer squads. He's not really strong enough to be in any of the top mixed combinations, but he does appear in a lot of different Archer combinations. So let's have a look at what he does then. So of course, skill 1 is the usual Dictator skill, 23,100 extra troop count. And now onto his first hero specific skill, which is skill 2, Mirror Image. It's a prep skill, so it's a pre-battle skill that's going to activate every time. And the skill description: this hero squad has a 10% base evasion rate and gains a bonus 25% each time they receive damage. Stacks up to 100%. Once the squad successfully evades an attack, the bonus evasion rate is cleared. So evasion is dodge, so that's how it appears in the text during the battle videos for those of you that watch battle videos. I would say evasion isn't as good a defensive skill as healing, but it can be useful. And this mirror image ability, I have seen the Eidolon in the battle videos that I've seen him get it off maybe 4 or 5 times, I guess, during the battle. 10% base evasion rate and gains a 25% each time. So you're guaranteeing you have to be hit 4 times, take 4 lots of damage for this to activate. So it just depends on how much damage you're taking, and that's why really you have to put the Eidolon in the front row so that he's taking the majority of those basic attacks from your opponent. Otherwise, this skill is not going to activate. Obviously, if it does activate, evasion means that you completely evade taking any of the damage. So if you're avoiding like a big hitter, like a Spectral Reaper's basic attack, or any kind of hero that does a high damage ability, if you're avoiding that damage, that is going to be beneficial. So it's quite a good skill. The fact that it's a prep skill, active all the time, is definitely beneficial. Skills 3 and 4, of course, are the defensive formation and offensive formation skills, giving the extra 50% resistance and 50% might for the troops in your squad, led by the Eidolon, Casper the friendly ghost, of course. Skill 5, Leeching Shot. It's a combat skill, so it is susceptible to CCing in the form of suppression and silencing, so not quite as strong there, or going to be as consistent. Now, when you max this out, you have a 40% chance. Notice they've doubled up the percentage image there, logo, for some reason, never mind. 40% chance to trigger 2 other friendly squads to siphon 60% might and resistance from 1 random enemy squad. So 2 of your friendly squads have improved might and resistance while you're debuffing 1 random enemy squad. The other thing to note here is also each basic attack has a 100% chance to deal 250% bonus damage for 1 turn. Now that is the basic attack from those 2 friendly squads. So if you have a hero in this combination, such as Ashen Verdict, Defender, or Warden, that increases basic attacks, then that is potentially going to work really well. And you could actually see this getting off a maximum of 4 times in a turn. Now, 250% times 4 is 1,000%, but in the average, obviously, kind of the most consistent amount will be 2 lots of 250% from the two basic attacks from your friendly squads, and I'll show you that in a battle report soon. it's a strong debuff of your opponent and buff of yourself. This is what like it's an interesting aspect for a defensive hero. And this actually generates quite a lot of damage to the opponent because of this at least 500% each time this activates. 40% chance to trigger though. In reality, you're probably seeing this only going to activate probably 3 times in a battle. But if you do pair the Eidolon in a combination with Warden, Warden's second skill boosts Warden's second skill boosts the 5th skills of other heroes in that combination. So it actually would buff this to a 50% chance from turns 1 to 3, and then from turn 4 onwards, potentially, I think, or turn 5 onwards, it's potentially giving you a 70% chance to trigger, which would give you a lot of extra damage from the Eidolon. So just something to consider there. His skill 6, of course, is bearing in mind he's a defensive hero, front row hero. He's got the extra HP, 15% HP you want from a front row hero. And then interestingly, he has extra might rather than resistance. You would usually see extra resistance from a front row defensive hero, but the Eidolon is pushing that might probably to increase the amount of damage that his 5th skill is doing. And then 8th skill is Guerrilla Tactics. So it's another prep skill. So you've got 2 of his 3 hero-specific skills that are not susceptible to CCing being controlled. So that is a good element to the hero. But then let's have a look at the hero description. This hero squad has a 33% chance to recover 80% troops after a successful evasion. 33% chance to recover troops after an evasion. If you remember back down on skill 2, he's not going to be evading every turn potentially. So, and then even if he does evade, there's only a 33% chance that he'll recover any troops. 80% is an okay figure, but I mean, you know, when you've got Scandard doing 240% plus healing, that's really, it's not spectacular. It's definitely one of the weaker healing abilities of any hero in the game. Then you've also got 33% chance to take minus 35% reduced damage. That's good. That's making his troops tanky. And a 33% chance to cause 2 random enemy squads to take 15% more damage, so debuffing the opponent. Each chance is calculated individually, but they do not stack, and each effect lasts for 2 turns. So even though it's 33% chance, if it does activate, you're looking at these abilities lasting for 2 turns. So even if each one only activates twice in a battle, it's actually going to work for 4 turns. So it's not as bad as you think. Of course, though, say if this activates in the 8th round, you're not going to get the full effect. So just something to consider. It's not amazing. I don't know. The Eidolon's pretty good. He's not in that top Archers combination. He's not going to replace Sakura for an attacking Archers combination or Defender for a defensive combination. They're going to both pair with Warden and Spectral Reaper, kind of still in the top combination. But a common combo is the Eidolon with Ashen Verdict, and then either then you've got Spectral Reaper or Jade Eagle as the back row hero. We've also seen combinations, as I've said, of the Eidolon with Warden, and then either Ashen, Jade, or Spectral Reaper. He'll also work with, if you want a defensive combo, you could put in with Ashen and Defender. He'll work in the front row. If you wanted another kind of strange combination, would be potentially Jade Eagle and Immortal Guardian. That's quite a lot of defensive elements there. He's also going to pair with Lust Angel, which is an SX9 hero, and also Hellfire, which is the SX. I think he's also the other SX9 hero, who is a general, is going to be the first general season hero that we have. So the Eidolon can be used in quite a different set of combinations for Archers, but he's really not common in the mixed legions. I'm just having a quick look here. In fact, I don't see him prevalent in any. No, he's not get your. If you're a top level player looking for him to be placed in a mixed combo with your direct DM gear, that's not going to work. So he is strictly going to be for Archers combinations only, as I've just said. Let's check out the Eidolon in action. So As I mentioned at the start of the video, I've been waiting ages to do this hero, but it's just been really difficult. Hardly anyone runs with him. Luckily in Heroes Duel this week, Crazy Stone Eyes has been running with him. In the first round, quarterfinals, he was up against Leo from My State 55. And we're going to have a look, as you can see. So just a couple of notes here. Obviously, Leo wasn't running his top cav combo against this Archer's combo. It was just a Windwalker, Army Breaker, Immortal combo. Plus, Leo only had T9 and Crazy Stone Eyes was using T10 Archers. So let's have a quick look here as well. So the skills used in this battle, he used 13 skills. I've looked at all the battle reports for Crazy Stone Eyes from Heroes Duel this weekend. The fewest skills used was in any of the battles was 6, and the most he used was 14, but mostly he was using 8 or 9. I mean, that's the average pretty much for the battle, bearing in mind his skill 2 is a prep, which is just going to activate pre-battle, and his 8th skill is prep, but it's still chance based. So if you're getting like 13 times in a battle, that's really good. But if it's only like 6, 7, 8, 9, not so good. So let's have a look at him in action. So of course, you've got that pre-battle prep. Well, you've got all the status and prep skills activating now pre-battle. So there's all the status skills, and then we've got mirror image, that prep skill activating. So now we're on to turn 1 already. And he's starting to take damage. You see there was already a dodge. And then Guerrilla Tactics. So on this occasion, all 3 elements of Guerrilla Tactics have activated. So you're going to get some healing. You're going to get that debuff, and you're going to get that improved reduction in damage for that front row. All happening on the front row. So there was a bit of healing there. You've seen he's already dodged quite a few times, actually 2 or 3 times in this battle. So it does seem to take effect quite a lot, and I don't think these dodges do not count towards the skill count, because obviously it's a pre-battle prep skill that's in effect. So now let's go through into turn 2. And let's get onto the Eidolon. So another dodge there, 1 more Guerrilla Tactics, but and there you go, it's a healing. So he made 3,433 heals. That's what you're going to get from that 80% when it activates. In fact, that's going to be from the previous round, sorry, that healing, because obviously it's active for 2 turns. So then whatever happens with the other 2 elements, so if it's reducing his damage or it's increasing damage for the opponent, you're not going to see like a visual indicator for that on the battle footage. There's another dodge again. So we've seen quite a lot of dodges already in the first 3 turns. Another Guerrilla Tactics activating as well. So as you can see, even though it's only 33%, generally one of those 3 elements of Guerrilla Tactics does activate each turn almost. So it's not as bad as it appears when you're first looking at the percentages. Now, the last thing I really want to show you about the Eidolon, here we go. So here is Leeching Shot. So that, as we say, is going to be siphoning from the opponent and then giving the extra damage. So we've seen a couple of basic attacks. There is the extra damage there in the red. Arc of Judgment getting off. And there's more extra damage as well from the basic attack. So you should see at least 2 lots of these red damages from the 250% when Leeching Shot activates. There's another dodge, and now we're seeing Leeching Shot again in turn 6. We're getting a Wrath of Divine in the middle, and there we go. So that's 6,600. That is the extra damage, and there we go again, slightly extra damage again. So it does stack up actually, this extra damage from Leeching Shot. Obviously, it just depends how many times it's going to activate, being a combat skill and only 40% chance during the battle. and we're already on turn 8, and we're one last guerrilla tactic. So I'm going to leave it there in terms of showing you the battle footage. So the Eidolon, where do I rank him in terms of a score? Well, for me, I would say he's a 3 out of 5. The reasons for that are he doesn't have any healing. He does have an effective dodge, but it's not consistent. Again, it's going to depend on how many times he's being basic attacked. It does restrict him in the fact that you have to put him on the front row as well, so he takes all those basic attacks. So he's not very flexible. He's not going to be a top defensive hero for the mixed combos, because I think basically you have a lack of that healing or kind of killer element to his skills. That fifth, it's all about that fifth skill really. How often can you get this Leeching Shot activated in a battle? I think he's probably going to work really well with Warden, but if you're like a top spender, you're not going to use Warden with the Eidolon. You're going to almost certainly be using Warden with, you know, the Hunk Warden Spectral Reaper combo. That's most likely, rather than putting the Eidolon with like a Ashen Verdict Spectral Reaper combo. Or Eidolon with a Warden Spectral Reaper combo, even though that could potentially work well because you're boosting this fifth skill. Guerrilla Tactics is okay. The healing's not great. 55% reduced damage is quite nice as a defensive element, but there's not a lot of extra damage when you consider kind of the amounts of extra damage that, say, a Sakura Blossom does to the opponent. So yeah, I'd say he's a 3 because he does give a good element, a different element to Archer combinations, and he is appearing in some of the top Archer combinations. But in reality, how many Archer Legions are you going to be running? Maybe if you don't have a lot of options, maybe if you're a free-to-play player or a small spender and you pick up like 2 or 3 copies of the Eidolon, then he's worth working on and maxing if you've got the right heroes to combine him with. If you're a top spender, like I said, I've barely seen him used in combinations. Crazy Stone Eye is the first one that I've seen using him. So I don't know. He wouldn't be a priority for me if I'm a super spender, top spender. So there we go. That is the Eidolon, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please do pop your comments down below. If any of you have the Eidolon maxed and are using him in Legions, please do give some updates about how you're finding him. Are you even actually using him, say in a KE, for instance, or in your defensive Legions? That's where I guess that's probably going to be his best use to potentially. I'm sure in Eden not many people are going to be using him, but yeah, please do pop your comments in the comment section down below. And if you could please share this video and my channel in your Alliance chat, Province chat, and for those of you in Eden, on your guild chat and map chats, that would be great. And if you use Line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, a share there or a like or comment about the channel would be very much appreciated. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.